Hello and welcome back to Immortal News. In today's video, we will be covering 13 legends who passed away on September 1st and in the last few days. As always, we have special tributes and a news segment in the video, along with updates about Celine Dion and Jenna Jameson. But before we begin, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue doing what we love. Thank you. Number 13. Mohamed El Fayed, a visionary businessman and devoted father. The world has lost a significant figure in the realms of business and philanthropy with the passing of Mohamed Al-Fayed at the age of 94. A native of Egypt, Mr. Al-Fayed's life bore testament to his remarkable business acumen, resilience, and unwavering commitment to his family. Born in 1929, he set out on a path of entrepreneurship from a young age. After marrying Saudi Arabian journalist Samira Khashoggi in 1954, he founded a shipping company in Egypt. The couple had a son, Dodi, marking the beginning of Mr. Al-Fayed's lifelong role as a dedicated father. Moving to London in the 1960s, his knack for recognizing opportunities led him to a pivotal meeting with Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the then ruler of Dubai. That relationship would prove to be transformative, not only for Mr. Al-Fayed, but also for the Emirati city he would help to build. His influence extended to becoming a financial advisor to the Sultan of Brunei, among other global partnerships. He was a man of refined tastes, as evidenced by his ownership of two of the world's most renowned establishments, the Hotel Ritz in Paris and London's Harrods department store. Under his stewardship, these institutions became synonymous with luxury, setting an unprecedented standard in the world of high-end retail and hospitality. Although he sold Harrods to Qatar Holdings in 2010, his impact on the institution remains indelible. In the realm of sports, he was the beloved owner of Fulham Football Club from 1997 to 2013. His passion for the club was palpable, and he left a lasting impact that fans and team members alike honor and appreciate. Perhaps one of the most publicly emotional periods of his life was the tragic loss of his son Dodi and Princess Diana in 1997. The incident shook the world and brought into focus Mr. Al-Fayed's deep love and concern for his family. Mr. Al-Fayed leaves behind a substantial legacy, not only as a businessman but also as a devoted father to 5 children. He is survived by his children Camilla, Omar, Jasmine, and Karim, who were born to his second wife, Heini Al-Fayed. His burial took place at London Central Mosque, near Regent's Park, a dignified farewell to a man who touched countless lives both personally and professionally. With an estimated net worth of $2 billion as of 2023, Mr. Al-Fayed will be remembered as a pillar of entrepreneurship and as a family man who contributed much to the world. Tributes to Mohamed Al-Fayed. Number 12. Paul Bird. A pillar of British Superbike racing and motorsport. Paul Bird, the esteemed owner of Paul Bird Motorsport, passed away at the age of 56 on September 1st, 2023, following a brief illness. Bird's PBM racing team was a dominant force in British Superbike championships, winning 8 riders' titles since its first success in 2002 with the late Steve Hyslop. Shane Byrne added 5 more titles for the team in the years that followed. Bird's venture into MotoGP and World Superbike also drew attention, albeit mixed with controversy, including a competition ban from 2018 to 2026 for failing to provide drug test samples. Despite the challenges, his impact on motorsports from the Isle of Man TT to national rallies in the UK was profound. Bird's team currently leads the standings in BSB with riders Tommy Bridewell and Glenn Irwin. He is survived by his family, who have requested privacy at this time. Bird's passing leaves a significant void in the world of motorsport, casting uncertainty over the future plans of his highly successful team. Tribute to Paul Bird. Number 11. Norman Pfeiffer. A lifelong dedication to transforming and enriching civic spaces. Norman Pfeiffer, a visionary architect who spent over 50 years shaping civic spaces in the United States and around the world, passed away on August 23, 2023, at his home in Pacific Palisades, California. He was 82 years old, and the cause of his death was congestive heart failure, as confirmed by his wife, Patricia Zone. Pfeiffer's portfolio was as diverse as it was significant. A founding partner of Hardy Holzman, Pfeiffer Associates, he played an instrumental role in revitalizing downtown Los Angeles by overseeing the renovation and expansion of landmarks such as the Los Angeles Central Library, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, the Colburn School of Performing Arts and Music Conservatory, and the Griffith Observatory. In New York, his impact was equally resonant. Pfeiffer led restoration projects at Radio City Music Hall, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, the Cooper Hewitt Museum, and the New Amsterdam Theater. He even drafted new spaces for the Dance Theater of Harlem and the Brooklyn Children's Museum. His work reached global proportions with projects at the American University Library in Cairo and the University of Otago in New Zealand. Born on November 13, 1940, in Seattle, Washington, Pfeiffer found early inspiration from his family. His father, an electrician and contractor, and his maternal grandfather, a master carpenter, were both involved in the building trades. He began his illustrious career after earning a master's degree from Columbia University's Graduate School of Architecture, Planning and Preservation in 1965. Throughout his career, Pfeiffer received numerous accolades, including the Medal of Honor by the New York chapter of the American Institute of Architects in 1978. In 1981, he was elected to the Institute's College of Fellows, becoming its youngest member at that time. Survived by his wife Patricia, children Alexander and Medby Pfeiffer from his first marriage, and Nicholas and Patrick Pfeiffer from his second marriage, as well as a brother, Paul Pfeiffer, and 4 grandchildren, Norman Pfeiffer leaves behind a legacy that transcends brick and mortar. His designs didn't just occupy space, they enriched communities and fostered civic pride. Tribute to Norman Pfeiffer. Number 10. Bill Pinkney, a trailblazing mariner and pillar of courage. Captain Bill Pinkney, a Chicago native and the first African American to sail around the world solo, passed away on Thursday, August 31st, at the age of 87. The cause of death was reported to be a brain injury resulting from a fall down a flight of stairs 2 days prior in Atlanta. Born on September 15, 1935, Pinckney made history in 1992 when he completed his solo journey around the world. His 22-month adventure aboard his cutter, the Commitment, was not just a personal achievement, but also a spectacle that fascinated thousands of children who followed his every nautical mile. Life, you have to write that yourself, he once said, capturing the essence of his adventurous spirit. Before his sailing fame, Pinckney served 8 years in the Navy and later held prominent roles in the corporate world. He worked as a marketing manager for Revlon in 1973, and by 1980, he was the director of marketing for the Chicago Department of Human Services. Ina Pinckney, Bill's former wife and close companion, spoke about his impactful legacy, especially in encouraging the younger generation to dream big. Pinckney also authored a book, Captain Bill Pinkney's Journey, which continues to inspire many. Recently, he had been named a senior advisor for National Geographic and was inducted into the National Sailing Hall of Fame. His philanthropic efforts also led him to serve on the board of trustees for the Mystic Seaport Museum. Aside from his solo global journey, Pinckney set sail to retrace the slave trade routes of the Middle Passage, a venture that culminated in a PBS television special. Educators from across the nation joined him in this endeavor, further underscoring his influence as a transformative figure, not just in sailing, but also in social and educational spheres. Tribute to Bill Pinkney. Number 9. Jan Zhongblood, the goalkeeping innovator of Clockwork Orange. Jan Zhongblood, the legendary goalkeeper of the Netherlands' iconic Clockwork Orange football teams of the 1970s, passed away on August 31st at the age of 82. The Netherlands Football Association announced the sad news, paying homage to a player who revolutionized the role of the goalkeeper. Zhongblood was an essential part of the Dutch national team that narrowly lost 2 World Cup finals, 2 one against West Germany in 1974 and 3 one against Argentina in 1978. These were heart-wrenching moments in a career otherwise filled with accolades and unique achievements. Zhongblood was known for his unorthodox yet effective goalkeeping style. Often playing without gloves, he was as comfortable setting up moves as he was making saves, epitomizing the Dutch total football philosophy under coach Rinus Michels. His agile play beyond the penalty area challenged traditional goalkeeping norms and set a precedent for modern goalkeepers. Zhongblood played a record 683 minutes without conceding a goal in international matches, a record that still stands. His 24 appearances for the Netherlands were often marked by his fearless, almost poetic presence between the posts. During his long career, Zhongblood played 717 matches, primarily with Amsterdam club DWS, later known as FC Amsterdam, followed by stints at Roda JC Kerkrade and Go Ahead Eagles. He retired at the age of 44, becoming the oldest player ever to feature in a Dutch professional match. Tragically, Zhongblood's son Eric, who followed in his father's footsteps as a goalkeeper, was killed by a lightning strike during a match in 1984. Survived by his family and an entire nation of fans, Jan Zhongblood leaves behind a legacy that changed the way we understand the role of a goalkeeper in football. Tribute to Jan Zhongblood. Number 8. Len Chandler, a harmonious advocate for social justice. Len Chandler, the acclaimed American folk musician and activist, passed away on August 28th at the age of 88. A beacon of social justice through his music, Chandler combined his musical prowess with a burning desire to effect change. Born with a natural inclination for music, he began playing piano at age 8. He earned a BA in music education from the University of Akron and later an MA from Columbia University. His musical journey took a meaningful turn when he involved himself in the civil rights movement in the early 1960s. Songs like Beans in My Ears became anthems of protest, covered by legends such as the Serendipity Singers and Pete Seeger. His contributions to Seeger's Clearwater organization underlined his commitment to environmental activism. Chandler took his fight against war and social inequality to a larger platform with the traveling troupe FTA, organized by Jane Fonda in 1971. His later work at KRLA 1110 Radio continued his activism, churning out topical songs for the program The Credibility Gap. One of his songs, Keep On Keepin' On, was even incorporated into a speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., etching Chandler's impact beyond the world of music. Survived by his family and an endless list of individuals inspired by his work, Len Chandler leaves behind a legacy where music and activism dwell in perfect harmony. Tribute to Len Chandler. Number 7. MC Marcinho, the Prince of Funk Melody and Brazilian music pioneer. Marcio André Nepomuceno Garcia, better known to the world as MC Marcinho, passed away on the 26th of August at the age of 45. He died of multiple organ dysfunction syndrome, following years of various health complications, including diabetes, renal, and heart failure. Born in Duque de Caxias, Rio de Janeiro, on the 11th of November 1977, MC Marcinho rose to fame in the late 1990s as a pioneer in the funk carioca genre. His memorable hits like Rapto Solitario, Princesa, and Glamourosa won him the title of the Prince of Funk. A celebrated artist, his influence was felt beyond Brazil, impacting global funk and rap culture. Producing his first albums with DJ Marlboro, Marcinho experienced massive success in a genre that had a limited share of radio airtime during his early career. His songs not only touched the hearts of his fans, but also made their way into Brazilian pop culture, featuring in TV soundtracks and events across the country. In a career that spanned over 2 decades, his artistic endeavors included collaborations with other musicians like MC Cacau and Sandra de Sá. In his personal life, he was a father of 5 and was married to Kelly Garcia since 2008. Tragically, he faced several health issues, ranging from a severe car accident in 2006 that led to the amputation of one of his legs, to a series of hospitalizations due to pneumonia, heart attacks, and bacterial infections. His legacy is more than his music. It's his resilient spirit that continued to inspire despite all the adversities he faced. His loss will leave a void not only in the Brazilian music industry but also in the hearts of his countless fans and loved ones. Tribute to MC Marcinho. Number 6. Sylvina Luna, a brave soul and advocate for medical accountability. Sylvina Luna, an Argentine actress known for her talent and activism, passed away on August 31st at the age of 43. She had been grappling with complications from kidney failure since 2011, following a disastrous cosmetic surgery by Anibal Lotocchi. Luna spent her final days in an Italian hospital, waiting for a kidney transplant, a journey she courageously shared on social media. Tragically, she also contracted COVID-19 during her hospital stay and spent her last 79 days in ICU before being taken off life support. Luna initially gained public attention as a participant in Argentina's Big Brother 2 in 2001. She transitioned smoothly into a career in acting, but her life took a devastating turn in 2011 when she underwent buttock surgery involving polymethyl methacrylate injections, a material inappropriate for such procedures. This ill-advised treatment led to her subsequent health issues, including renal insufficiency and hypercalcemia, requiring thrice-weekly dialysis treatments. Her suffering put a spotlight on medical malpractice and raised questions about the accountability of her surgeon, Lotocchi, who was sentenced to 4 years in prison, but is currently free pending appeal. Luna's struggle also seems to have inspired her lawyer, Fernando Burlando, to advocate for systemic change in healthcare practices to prevent further tragedies. Her unfortunate demise comes just weeks after the death of another patient of Lotocchi, Mariano Caprarola, sparking public outrage and calls for justice. Sylvina Luna's life story has become a poignant example of the importance of medical accountability. Even in her final days, Luna's resilience and activism kept the public engaged and motivated for change. Her legacy is that of a fighter, an advocate, and a beacon of courage in the face of adversity. Tribute to Sylvina Luna. Number 5. Leo Kraft, a promising talent gone too soon. The sports world is mourning the loss of Leo Kraft, a Norwegian defensive tackle for the Wroclaw Panthers, tragically passed away at the age of 28 under unfortunate circumstances on August 26th. The Gazeta Wrocławska reports that Kraft was sedated by paramedics following his detention by the Wroclaw police. He subsequently collapsed and passed away an hour later in the hospital. Kraft was a bright star in European American football, commencing his sports journey at just 11 years old in Hamar, Norway. His passion for the sport took him all the way to Texas through an exchange program at Lehman High School. Upon his return to Norway, he joined the Vålerenga Trolls, helping the team clinch the Norwegian under-19 title. Eager to excel in the men's league, Kraft then signed with one of Norway's top teams, Eidsvoll 1814s. His excellent performance caught the attention of Swedish team Karlstad Crusaders, where his 6 feet 6 inches, 300-pound frame and astonishing athleticism made him a pivotal force in their 2017 national championship run. Head coach Derek Mann of the Oslo Vikings, where Kraft played upon his return to Norway in 2018, spoke highly of his skill and athleticism. Kraft's talents had even garnered international interest, securing him a place in the NFL's International Pathway Program and the CFL Global Combine in 2020. After a brief hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Kraft joined the Rocklaw Panthers earlier this year. Despite battling a few injuries, he remained an essential part of the team's success this season. Leo Kraft's untimely passing leaves an indelible void not just in the Rocklaw Panthers, but in the entire football community. His journey from a small town in Norway to becoming one of the most promising football players in Europe serves as an inspiration to many young athletes, and his loss will be deeply felt both on and off the field. Tribute to Leo Kraft. Number 4. Ioana Maria Lupascu, A Symphony of Resilience and Talent. Ioana Maria Lupascu, Romanian pianist, has passed away at the age of 45, succumbing to sepsis after leaving the hospital against medical advice to perform in a pre-scheduled gala on August 31st. She was an alumni of prestigious institutions such as Liceul de Muzica, George Enescu, and Conservatorul Ciprian Porumbescu, and also honed her skills under the guidance of legendary pianist Lazar Berman in Italy. Over the years, she garnered various accolades, including national and international awards like Lira de Arsusiva and Concertium in Greece. Not only was she a virtuoso at classical compositions, but her mastery also spanned across modern tunes. Her persona radiated modesty, positivity, and an immeasurable passion for piano and music as a whole. Her faith in God remained steadfast throughout her life, offering solace and resilience despite her frail health. She returned to her homeland in 2005 and became a significant part of numerous philharmonic orchestras and festivals. Lupascu also made her mark as an author with the release of her autobiographical novel, Printul Baghetti. Lupascu's enduring spirit was evident in her final days when she left the hospital to perform at a gala, a choice that reflected her unwavering commitment to her art and audience. With a picture of the Virgin Mary on her piano, she performed Fantasia Chorale, a performance described as one only true artists could achieve. Beyond her musical career, she was celebrated as the artistul om, the artist who shared raw emotion with her audience. She leaves behind a legacy of courage, artistry, and an abiding love for music that transcends worldly concerns. Tribute to Ioana Maria Lupascu. Number 3. Ina Schuster, a pillar in New Zealand's boxing community. Ina Schuster, a renowned figure in New Zealand's boxing community, passed away after a long battle with cancer at the age of 44 on September 1st, leaving behind a legacy that won't be easily forgotten. Schuster was born into a boxing family, the daughter of acclaimed trainer Henry Schuster, famous for mentoring boxing legends like Junior F.A., Shane Cameron, and David Tua. Ina Schuster was an accomplished boxer herself before shifting her focus to officiating. Her boxing achievements included winning the New Zealand Boxing National Junior Championships in 2000 and the National Elite Championships in 2005, representing fielding in both. She transitioned seamlessly into the role of a boxing official, eventually achieving international status with the International Boxing Association. Her professionalism reached its peak in 2021, when she was appointed as the president of the New Zealand Boxing Referees and Judges Association. Beyond her professional contributions, Schuster was beloved for her vibrant personality. Boxing and MMA commentator Isaac Savage described her as a beacon of positivity, whose presence made events so fun. Her light-hearted spirit and sense of camaraderie extended to post-event celebrations, where she was known to share chicken nuggets and drinks with friends and colleagues. Schuster leaves behind an enduring legacy, having officiated for top-notch boxers like Jerome Pamelone, Aaron Walsh, Richie Hadlow, and David Nika. Her death marks another significant loss for New Zealand's boxing community, following the recent passing of esteemed coach Chris Martin. She is survived by her 10-year-old son, her Wanao, and a wide circle of friends. Isaac Savage summed up her impact aptly, saying her contributions paired with her uplifting spirit leave an indelible mark on everyone she touched. Tribute to Ina Schuster. Breaking news. News 1. Celine Dion, the voice behind the iconic My Heart Will Go On, is now facing an unsung challenge: stiff person syndrome. The disease is curtailing her from the two things she loves most: singing and walking. Revealed in a heartfelt video last December, Dion admitted that the rare syndrome affects every aspect of my daily life, forcing her to postpone her Courage World Tour. Claudette Dion, the singer's sister and fellow recording artist, exclusively told Hello, Canada, "There are spasms, they're impossible to control, there's little we can do to alleviate her pain." But in the city of ceaseless lights, Las Vegas, Celine is rallying, backed by a great team of doctors and her close-knit family. Claudette, teeming with hope, said, "We're crossing our fingers that researchers will find a remedy for this awful illness." Indeed, Celine Dion is not just loved for her voice, but for the extraordinary woman, mother, and fighter she has become. News 2. When doctors told Jenna Jameson she had 1 year to live after a perplexing cascade of illnesses, including Guillain-Barré syndrome and blood cancer, she literally wheeled herself out of her 9-month hospital stay. "I wasn't seeing any progression. I wasn't feeling better," Jameson told ET. Unsatisfied with a lack of answers and progress, she took control, opting for a holistic approach that included dietary changes and cognitive therapy. Today, Jameson is not just walking, but she's also rekindled her memory and her life, running at 75%, according to her own gauge. "I finally feel like sunshine again," Jameson revealed, attributing her resurgence to intermittent fasting and a keto diet. "I felt all my nerve endings starting to fire up again." Jameson, now married to Jesse Lawless and participating in AAE's Secrets of Penthouse docuseries, has an empowering message for all. Sometimes you have to take your health into your own hands. Follow your heart. Now it's time to remember the legends who passed away in the past years. Number 2. Ernie Shavers, a heavyweight with a punch that resonated through boxing history. Ernie Shavers, known as one of the hardest punchers in the history of boxing, passed away on September 1st in 2022, a day after his 78th birthday. The news of his death was confirmed by his close friend Kenny Rainford, a former British boxer. The cause of death was not disclosed, but Rainford noted that Shavers had slowed down all of a sudden. Born on August 31st, 1944 in Garland, Alabama, Shavers began his professional boxing career in 1969 after winning a National Golden Gloves heavyweight title and a National Amateur Athletic Union heavyweight title. Over a career that spanned until 1995, Shavers racked up an impressive 74 wins, 68 of those by knockout, against 14 losses and 1 draw. His formidable right-hand punches made him a feared competitor, and The Ring recently ranked him as the 7th greatest puncher of all time. While he never won a World Heavyweight Championship, Shavers had unforgettable bouts against some of the most iconic names in boxing. In September 1977, he fought Muhammad Ali for the World Boxing Association and World Boxing Council crowns, losing in a unanimous decision. In 1979, he fought Larry Holmes for the WBC title, getting stopped on a technical knockout in the 11th round. His battles were not just with his opponents, but against time and injury as well. He made 2 brief comebacks before officially retiring in 1995, following a knockout by Brian Yates. In his later years, Shavers became an ordained Christian minister and was frequently seen signing autographs at casinos in Las Vegas. He leaves behind 9 daughters from his marriages and other relationships. His life was documented in a 1992 video, aptly titled, "Ernie D. Shavers, the Hardest One-Punch Hitter." Shavers' presence in the ring might not have resulted in championship titles, but his ferocious punches and resilience made him a legend in the sport, forever immortalized in boxing history. Tribute to Ernie Shavers. Number 1. Novella Nelson, A Life in Layers, an Ode to Versatility. Novella Nelson, a prodigious talent in the world of theater, film, and television, passed away on September 1st in 2017 at the age of 78. The cause of death was cancer, as revealed by her daughter, Elisa Blanchard Nelson. Nelson was a performer who defied easy categorization. She was as dynamic on stage as she was on screen, garnering critical acclaim for roles as diverse as Vanity in Horsemen Pass By, Clytemnestra in Sophocles' Electra, and her powerful portrayal in Antoine Fisher. Known for her distinctive face, which drama critic Walter Kerr once described as a splendor of lines, Nelson brought a rare gravity to every character she inhabited. Her stage work also featured a broad spectrum of roles from traditional to modern that spoke to her refusal to be typecast. Novella Nelson was born on December 17, 1938, in Brooklyn. Originally aspiring to become a chemist, a transformative theater course in college led her down the path to acting, a course change that she never regretted. Over the years, she moved easily between stage and screen, but also into the world of music, particularly blues and gospel, capturing audiences with her emotive style. She even recorded an album in 1970 titled simply Novella Nelson. Her significance also lay in her commitment to representing the complex tapestry of African American life. Her roles ran the gamut, from Harriet Tubman in the early 70s CBS series You Are There, to a mystic Aunt Esther in August Wilson's Gem of the Ocean. Though her fame was modest compared to her talent, Nelson embraced her relative anonymity. "I can't pin me down, and that doesn't worry me," she once said, summing up both her life and her approach to her craft. Her compelling performances, whether on stage, film, or in song, will continue to resonate, teaching new generations about the breadth and depth of human emotion. Tribute to Novella Nelson. That concludes our coverage for today, but the stories of those we've lost continue to resonate with us all. We invite you to also watch our special feature on the 13 biggest stars who died recently, where we pay homage to the lives, talents, and legacies that have left an indelible mark on our world. You can find the link to that video in the description below, or click on the card appearing on your screen now. If you found today's video informative and touching, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Immortal News for more compelling stories and tributes. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and take care.